Hello everyone. Good morning. Okay, so in the last class we discussed about method, right? Just a minute. Let me just do slideshow. Yes. Okay, so one more time I'm repeating what exactly topic we have completed. Okay. First of all, in Java, multiple statements if you wanted to run, right? Or to wanted to, like, suppose you wanted to perform certain operation, then we use methods in Java, correct? But there are two types of method available in Java. One is the instance method. Another one is called static method. And rule is very simple. If you have an instance method, to call that method, you need an object. Static method you can call directly by its class. Second, what the way we have learned, like why we need any, dynamic coding. Somewhere we need to pass some arguments to our method. Then how we can pass those arguments. So the point is, in Java, if you really wanted to create your dynamic logic, means you don't need to hardcode your values, right? Then we generally use parameter passing. But there are again two ways. You can pass a parameter at compile time. You can pass a parameter at runtime. So parameter passing will help you to make your code dynamic. Again, guys, when it comes to the compile time, the concept is what? Either we can pass a parameter without return, or we can pass a parameter with return. Means yesterday we discussed about return keyword. Correct? Whenever you wanted to return anything from the method, that can be any result, that can be any message, whatever it is, right? Then we generally follow return keyword in Java. Whenever there are certain rule, whenever you write return keyword, you need to change return type of that method. So we can't write void. Correct? Void means void is a return type which doesn't return anything from the method. But whenever your method is returning something, whatever it is returning. So in the future classes, we'll be talking about array. Suppose your method is going to return array, you need to define the type as a array type, whatever type of array it is. Okay. So the point is whatever data you are returning from the method, you need to initialize that data as a return type. And then only you can return certain value from that method. But always remember where the method will return the data, it is always to the calling function. So either you need to hold that data and then you can print, or you can perform certain operation. So yesterday we discussed these two topics. What is compile time parameter passing? So while passing, okay, argument to the method at the time of calling that function, right? That is called compile time parameter passing. But when it comes to the runtime, okay, this is your compile time parameter passing. Okay, just a minute. This one, right? In compile time, we are calling that method and we are passing argument to that method. Then it is called compile time. And somewhere we can return the data. So whenever you will return, you need to define in this way, your method. Now the point is, yesterday we discussed about scanner class. Scanner class will help you to read any input from the user. So whatever input you want, you can just put the scanner class, you can put its method, and you can call the data from, okay, user. And then that data, either you can pass to your method or you can directly return from the method. So yesterday, this is the basic demo we have seen how to use a scanner class in Java. Then I discussed last example, runtime parameter passing. Here, what exactly we are trying to do? We are declaring scanner. We are accepting two numbers from the user. Agree? And then we are calling this method. So we are passing two numbers to this method, addition method. And what is addition method, guys? Here we are just performing operation. We are not returning the data. Suppose tomorrow you wanted to call a method and you wanted to return data. That is also possible. And I think those have completed the assignment. Okay, your concepts are clear now. How to return and without return, how to declare a method. Correct? But let me add here one more example. Suppose what I'm going to do now, I will create one more variable. I mean method, subtraction. Okay. And let me declare integer a comma integer b. Means this method accept the input. And at this moment, I wanted to return, okay, a plus b. I'm just trying to return addition. Okay, this is subtraction, no? So we need to write minus sign, correct. So I wanted to return this subtraction result. Now guys, this return keyword performs operation on two integer. And then return type of this method will be absolutely integer type, correct? Now this is what method we have designed with return keyword. So whenever I'm calling this method through the object R1, okay, please have a look. I'm calling subtraction method. Yes, what number we are passing to this? At this moment, number which we have accepted at runtime, that I'm trying to pass. So number one, number two, both will come to this or both will pass to this method. Method get called, method will perform operation and answer will be written from the method. So we need to read it. So I will be reading this particular, result. Let me write this is result. Okay, at this moment, I'm just writing this is result. Okay, great. And now this result I will be printing. So here either you can put the message, okay, subtraction is, and here I am just printing that result, whatever result it is. Great. And now if you run, you will get the same result. Just have a look. One more time it is asking me enter first number, enter second number, right? See, I'm getting two result addition, which is directly from the method, and 80 I'm getting, which I have written from the method. So this is what the main concept. Somewhere we can design a method with return, without return. But you need to understand the concept, how we are returning, to whom we are returning, and how we are using that result. I hope this point is clear, which we have completed yesterday. So two things we have seen, how exactly we can call it compile time, how exactly we can call it runtime. Now guys, I will be talking about one interesting topic today, constructor. But before constructor, okay, let me show you one more thing. I'm going to design here one more class. Just have a look. Observe the screen properly, okay? Right. Let me write here method. This is all about method calling. How to call any method. Please understand, okay? So far what we have discussed, just have a look. Suppose I'm designing one method here, public void m1. So I'm just writing in a simple word, this is m1 method. Okay, this is m1 calling. Let's write this is m1 calling. Great. Similarly, I'll do what? I'll design 2, 3 method. Okay, chalo, let's design only 3. This is m2. Okay, one more rule in Java. Everyone look at the screen. Okay, so at this moment, if you observe, if you design in Java, same name method, so that is not allowed. If you can see, I'm repeating m1 3 times. So Java says this is a duplicate method. Remember the rule in Java, same name method you will not able to repeat. But if you really wanted to do this, then here comes the concept of polymorphism, which is a very interesting principle. One after 2, 3 topics, okay, we'll be talking about object-oriented principle. And there I will be explaining to you how you guys are reuse same name method in any particular program. But just remember, if you are writing in this manner, it will be duplicate method. Okay. So for now, I'm changing the name M2. I'm changing the name M3. And let me change the message also. M2 is calling, M3 is calling. Great. I declared 3 method, right? Now the question is what I wanted to do. I wanted to call this method. So everyone, we have discussed how we can call a method. We can call a method. Suppose you wanted to run this code. You need to call a method inside the main function. Correct? So at this moment, let me create an object. This is method calling. I'm writing object obj. It is equal to new. And let me design a constructor. Again, I'm writing constructor, right? So this is the way I can design my particular, okay, class object. Done. Method calling, new keyword, and again constructor we are writing. Please have a look when I write obj. Now I can call all 3 methods. If you can see m1, m2, m3, all 3 method I'm calling. But suppose I'm calling in only one method. Yes, you can run and you can see the result. Only one method will be executing. Okay, not all 3. Currently only one is calling, so one is executing. Okay. Suppose I wanted to call m2 also. Then again you can write in same manner and you can call that second method. That is the way actually we follow. How many method I'm calling? Only 2. So at this moment, if I run the code, again you can see the result is m1 calling, m2 calling. But guys, there is another way. If I comment this second line, okay, I'm calling M1 method, right? What is happened currently? Control will come to the M1 method. Suppose directly from M1, if you wanted to call M2, that is also possible. Means I'm writing in this manner, call M2. So that means one method can call another method also. This is also right. Technically, when I run this program, what will happen? We are just calling here M1. Control will come to M1, means M1 will be executed. And again, after the first statement, control will come to M2. And then automatically M2 will be executed. So in a chain fashion also, we are able to call this method. Now you can see, I'm just calling one method. But because of this statement I have written, right, I'm able to call another method also. And so I'm getting result that both the methods are called. Okay, suppose can I do in this manner? See, M2 is calling. Let me write M2 is calling M3. Yes, possible. What will happen this time? I'm just calling one method, M1. But M1 calling M2, M2 calling M3, and you will able to see all three messages in the console. Please have a look. Again, if I run, all three methods you are able to see inside the console. Means this is also right way to call any method. Remember. But guys, I wanted to show you one interesting interview question. Okay, please have a look. If you focus at this moment, how I'm calling the method. I'm calling M1 first. M1 is calling M2. M2 is calling M3. Right? This is fine. So all three methods got executed. But suppose if I write M3 is also calling M1, what is this situation? I will say your methods are continuously calling each other, and this situation we can call deadlock. Right? It will continuously calling each and every method. Okay, one method is calling second, second is calling third, third is again one. So internally what will happen? See, we discuss about stack memory. Do you remember in JVM three areas available? Class load, stack, and the heap area. Where exactly we will get the tracking part? It is inside the stack. So what the stack is actually doing? Stack is calling main function. Main is calling M1. M1 is calling M2. M2 is calling M3. Again M1. Again process will continue. So once the stack will call all three method continuously, at some point stack will be overflow. Are you understanding? So this is the very famous interview question. What is stack overflow error in Java? Stack overflow error means if you are calling continuously all the method, or it is a kind of deadlock situation. So stack will call continuously those method, but at some point stack memory can be overloaded, and there you will get error, stack overflow error. Clear? Let me show you practically. So yes, what is the situation? Now we are calling three method, but again from M3, I'm calling M1 method. Perfect. So one more time, understand the flow. Only from main we are calling one method. As soon as you call M1, M1 is calling M2, M2 is calling M3, and now M3 is again calling M1. So again M1 called M2. So process will continue, right? See, just have a look your error, how it is coming. See? So at this moment, just have a look. If I can show you what exactly it is coming in the Java, please have a look. So you can see continuously it is calling, okay? M1 calling M2, M2 calling M3. Continuously you are able to see the result. But at some point, whenever your stack will be overflow, please understand you will get stack overflow error in Java. Clear? So what is this error? Why you are getting it? Because you are continuously calling all the method one by one. I hope this point is clear. So generally we don't write this kind of dangerous code which will give you error, right? Or where the stack will be overflow. So do not write deadlock situation, but yes, this is called stack overflow error. I hope the point is clear, right? This is very famous interview question. People can ask you, okay, explain the scenario where you will see this kind of error. So far we discuss about exception, right? Like in typecasting, we discuss only one exception. We'll be talking lot of exceptions, okay, not only in Java, but we'll be discussing exceptions from Selenium also. But try to understand. These are the core topics. So basically, this is how you can call any method, right? This is also valid scenario where you can call your method. But now we need to understand constructor part. In Java, what is constructor? So first important point is I will be creating new class and let me just write constructor demo. Okay. And yes, I'm taking main function. Everyone, in method, I will be covering one more topic, which is called method chaining or builder pattern. But to understand that, you need to understand constructor and purpose of this keyword. So focus. What is constructor in Java? It is like a special block. It is like a special method, but constructor name are always similar like its class name. And constructor has certain rule. What is the main purpose of constructor? In a simple word, constructor will help you to initialize the object. So guys, few points I wanted to add. Okay, just have a look. Let me add multiple line comment. And here I'm adding few points. Constructor is, okay, constructor is used to initialize object. Okay. Second rule, I'll say constructor name. It must be same like its class name. Okay. Constructor should not have any return type. Remember. Okay. We generally don't follow any return type. Constructor cannot be declared. Let me write. Constructor cannot be declared. Okay. With static, abstract. Okay. We don't write this kind of special keyword. Somewhere final, you can't write. Okay. Constructor should not have any return type and constructor cannot be declared with static, abstract, final, this kind of keyword. Now the point is constructor. Okay. Constructor get called by JVM. Remember, always remember constructor get directly by call by the JVM. Okay. But there is a one more point. At the time of object creation, we called constructor, right? You need to declare constructor. Without constructor, you are not able to create an object. So we always call constructor at the time of creation of object. Remember. Now there is a one more point. How many different types are there for constructor? Everyone. Kindly ignore background voice. Okay. So we have two types of constructor. One is, I will say default constructor. Second one is parameterized constructor. Okay. This is very interesting topic. Again, one more point I would like to add. Constructor overloading. Constructor overloading is possible. Means we can repeat same name constructor again. But overriding, but overriding is not possible. Fine. These topics you will understand when we start. Okay. When we start that particular concept in Java. Okay. How exactly constructor will be overload and override. But for now, just remember what is constructor. So constructor, it is a special block and it is similar like your class name, correct? And we have certain rule to be understand that constructor name is always same. Constructor should not have any return type, right? I will declare on the top of this class, meaning for constructor topic. And this is our class, right? Now let me talk about how many different types of constructors are there and how exactly we can call. Remember, default constructor always get called by JVM. Okay, so you don't need to declare definition of constructor within your class. Normally, now I wanted to show you what is the main purpose of constructor. So please have a look this example properly. What I'm going to do, I will be declaring two variable, integer ID. Okay, and I'm not declaring some data. I'm just declaring string name. Okay. Now, if I ask you what type of variable these are, can you please tell me what is the type of variable I have declared? Is it a local variable, instance variable, or static variable? Chalo. Quick answer in the chat box or you can unmute. What type of variable these are? ID and name. Instance,
Okay.
local or static?
Instance.
Yes, instance. Absolutely correct. These two variable because I declare inside the class, outside the method. So we can call it as instance variable. Perfectly fine. Now, if you remember, instance variable always get a memory at the time of creation of object, right? Now the point I will be showing you how to declare a constructor. See, constructor name and class name must be same, right? So at this moment, I'm writing constructor. Okay, constructor should not have return type, but you can put access modifier. Yes. So currently I'm writing public modifier and this is my constructor name, which is like a block you need to design. So this is what? This is my constructor. Mainly constructor used to initialize the object. So at this moment, what the constructor will do? Constructor will check the current variable, right? If there is no data, constructor will assign by default data. So just have a look. Suppose I'm just trying to print. I'm not assigning anything. I'm just trying to print what is ID. And here, one more statement. I'm writing what is name. Now, guys, let's call constructor. How you can call it? Okay, one more point. Whenever you constructor, like any constructor, whenever you declare, and if you don't pass data to it, what type of constructor it is? You can directly call default constructor. Remember, if you are calling constructor and you are not passing any data to it, means I can say this is my default constructor. Usually you don't need to declare default one. It is actually get called by the JVM. So that's the reason in previous code we haven't used or declare any constructor. Correct? But now let me declare it because I wanted to show you both the type. Default means what? Parameterize means what? And that's the reason I'm creating here default constructor. Let's call it. How we can call it? So absolutely we need to create an object for this class and we can call it. See, constructor demo C1, it is equal to new and here I'm calling my constructor. So what will happen everyone? At this moment, if you just wanted to understand flow of this code, so please understand. Very first, what the point will run? If you remember, main function will start the execution first. Correct? Inside the main right hand side part will run first. It will just create an object first. Okay, great. So if I come back, object will be, it's like in this way, where we have partition for two memory. One is for data, one is for method. In current class, we have only two data, ID and name. So it will just come and it will create a skeleton. This is ID, this is name. Is it any method? No method, right? Currently there is no method. Great. Then constructor will call. What the constructor will do? Very first, constructor will check your data and constructor will initialize that data. Constructor will check, is it instance variable you have initialized with some data? No, right? If it is no, it will assign default value to that variable. Means ID will be 0, name will be null. Remember, for all the integer type of numbers, right? Int, byte, short, even long, default type will be 0 if there is no number assigned. And for class level variable means string name, right? So name is a string type of object. Usually this is the point. Object default type is what? Default type of object is always null. So please make a note. Whenever you declare any class level variable, string is a class in Java. This is not data type. And name is a class level variable. I can call it as reference variable or object name. And what is the default type of object name? It is always null. So at this moment, what will happen? Constructor assign the value. And what your constructor is doing? Constructor is trying to print that value also. So guys, if I write this logic, what will be the output of this code? Yes. Now you are calling the constructor. So control will come to here. And what it will print? It will just print ID and name. So what ID, what name it will print? Can I say default value? Yes. Please have a look. So at this moment, if I call my constructor, here I'm getting the default value again 0 and null. So technically constructor purpose is to initialize the object. But unnecessary, it will not create some number or automatic name. It will check what the data user has shared. Only that data it will assign to that variable. And that is called constructor. But this is default, right? Now I wanted to show you parameterized constructor. Please have a look. Public. One more time, I'm writing constructor demo. Let me copy. Okay, same class name and I'm declaring. But please have a look. Two times you are writing same name and with same syntax. So this is not allowed in Java. This will be duplicate. At this moment, it will be considered as a duplicate method. Correct? But guys, what I wanted to do, I wanted to show you what does mean by parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor, we always declare with some parameter. Means at this moment I'm writing here integer I'm writing here string n. Clear? So these are the two parameter which I'm passing. Anything you can write. So currently I'm writing I and n as a parameter. So this is constructor with two parameters. And what exactly I wanted to do? See, what is the main purpose of this constructor? Initialize the object. Correct? Initialize object. What does mean by initialize object? By default, what we are doing, we are whatever input you are passing through the constructor, we are trying to assign to the instance variable. Correct? So at this moment, this I and j, I mean I and n are local data. Correct? What exactly I'm trying to do here? Actual step is I'm assigning, okay, local data, local data to, can I say instance data? Yes, na? This is what actually we are trying to do. We are trying to assign local data which we are passing to that constructor. We are trying to assign that data to our ID and to our instance variable. Means at this moment, after this statement, I will be writing ID is equal to I, name is equal to N. Are you clear? Right hand to left hand. Local data I am passing to ID. Local data name, that is N, I'm passing to that name. And this will do what? It will initialize your object. This is your parameterized constructor. Let's do one thing. Here itself, I'm trying to print. At this moment, what is the ID and what is the name? Now tell me what will happen. So see, this is my parameterized constructor. I'm passing some data. I'm trying to assign it to the instance variable. And again, I'm trying to print that instance variable. First step, how to call this constructor. Guys, constructor get always call at the time of object creation only. Already we created first object, but that is for default. At this moment, I will write second object. See, constructor demo C2 is equal to constructor demo. But if I write in same manner, basically I'm calling here which constructor? Tell me, default constructor, no? This is my default constructor which I'm calling. What I wanted to call here, I wanted to call parameterize. If you really want parameterize, pass some data. Agree? See, the first type we are passing here integer, second type is name string. Same pattern you have to follow. You can't write name first and then integer. Follow the same definition. So I'm writing suppose 101 as a name and here I'm writing, let's suppose Kiran. That's the name for that particular student. So I'm passing this kind of data. What will happen at this time? First object will create, then constructor will call. Constructor will first assign this data to this variable. I become 101, N become Kiran. And that data you are assigning to whom? It will assign that data to the instance variable. So whenever you will call instance data, absolutely you will able to see the current data which you are passing to that constructor. So better I will do one thing. Just to understand the whole process, I will add one more message here. Okay. I'm writing default, okay, default constructor is calling. This topic is important because we need constructor in our framework. Okay, so you need to understand the main how exactly it is calling and what exactly it is doing. Okay, this is the type I will write. Parameterized constructor is calling. Great. Now please have a look. As I'm calling both the constructor, now the result will be this. And are you clear with the topic? First, we are calling default constructor and there is no data, right? So by default data only you can see. But parameterized responsibility is what? Accept some input and pass it to that particular data. So you are getting accurate data. Now the points are clear, everyone. So how many types of constructor are there in Java? There are two types of constructor, default and the parameterized one. But what is the main purpose? So actually, just remember one line. Constructor will help you to create an object. So whenever you are creating object, I mean initialize the object. So whenever any object is there, and if you wanted to initialize object with some data, then you follow constructor. So this topic in automation will be learning under design pattern, which is called page object model, and which is the first component for your framework design. So if you really wanted to understand what is framework, this concept is important. So for the framework, initialization part will be always taken care by the constructor. And now tell me, are you clear with the constructor? So few points which I have written here, like what is overloading, overriding, that I will cover later. But only whenever you prepare for constructor, these points are enough. Constructor name should be always same like its class. We can't write any return type to the constructor. You can't use variable like static, abstract, final to that constructor. And constructor always help you to initialize the object. And two types, default, parameterized one. Usually default always get called by the JVM. That's the reason whenever you create any class, we generally don't declare any constructor over there. Like we have learned this example, right? Student data. But here you can see I have created method. I haven't declared any constructor. Clear my point? But this is how the you guys are able to create multiple instance and multiple time you are able to initialize the data. Same example, just focus. In this example, I created data, I created method, but every time what exactly, how the initialization part I'm doing, I'm declaring that object first, and here I'm initializing that data. Now, what is a better approach? Can we convert same code? Can we convert this code in the form of constructor? Yes, absolutely. Please have a look. This code we have learned on the first day of Java, correct? Where you have discussed about object and class meaning. But now let me show you the same example. Please have a look. I'm writing here student data, okay, or student details. This class name is student details. And just have a look how exactly I'm creating multiple student instance. Initially, what I'm going to do, I will declare some variable because student ID, student name can be different. Okay. And instead of creating method, I'm creating better constructor. Okay. But this constructor which will read integer I or ID or string name. Okay. I'm writing here constructor. The main purpose of constructor initialize this data to the instance variable. So let me write ID is equal to I, name is equal to N. That's it. Constructor role is finished? Yes. Now I'm creating one method. Please have a look. Suppose I'm creating display method, right? And here I'm trying to print ID, current ID, and I will say current name. Yeah, this is what again we are writing our logic, correct? And this time, how I can create multiple instance of my student? I'll do one simple step. I'll create an object. See, let me come to the next line. Student detail S1 suppose new student details. And here I'm passing 101. Let's say again I'm writing Kiran. This is my first student. And yes, if you wanted to print the detail, just call display method. That's it. Correct now? So S1 dot, I'm just calling display. Okay. Okay. So here PA. Okay. Display. Now let me call this method properly. Display. Done. Then what I can do, I can create next time one more student. See how quickly we are able to design the code now with the help of constructor. The number of students you wanted to create, you can. See, 2, 3. Currently, I'm designing 4 students, right? And here directly I'm sending the data. So 102, let me write Amit. 103, I'm writing here Rina. 104, I'm writing here. Okay. Neelam. That's it. So at this moment, if I run the code, yeah, and we need to use same object, okay? This is S2 object, this is S3 object, and this is S4. Then only you are able to see that updated result. And please have a look. Now same logic I'm able to reuse or I'm able to write with the help of constructor. And this is better approach. Yes or no? Because every time your constructor is doing what? Initializing that object. So this is how you can declare parameterized constructor and you can perform initialization part and then that local data will assign to that instance data and you will see the result. Now points are clear, everyone. So what is constructor and different types of constructor are clear? Yes, fine. Please have a look. Now I'm creating one more class. Here I'm writing employee details. Just have a look. Huh? Okay. I can take a class name because I wanted to design construct. Focus. Here I'm writing again same integer, let's say EID. And this time I'm writing string ename. Okay, this is employee name. Absolutely, these two are instance variable. Okay, I'm declaring here my constructor, employee details. And yes, what this constructor will do, this constructor will read some input. But this time I'm writing same variable name, integer EID. Then I'm writing string ename. Okay. So what this constructor is responsible for? This local data constructor will initialize to whom? That instance data. So absolutely I will be writing ID is equal to ID or EID, right? It is EID in our case. EID is equal to EID and I will be writing ename is equal to ename. So means my constructor is assigning the local data to instance variable. Great. And then guys, what I wanted to do is I wanted to print this data. I'll do one thing. I'll use constructor only to print my input, whatever input I'm passing. So at this moment, I'm just writing employee ID. Okay, employee ID. And here I'm printing EID. Correct now? Because current, whatever instance variable it is, I wanted to print that. Here I'm printing, okay, this is employee name. And please have a look. I'm printing here same ename. Now clear? But guys, my question is, what is the output of this code? Now let me do one thing. I'll create an object also. And can you please tell me, now let me write an object first and let me send some data. This is employee one detail and I'm creating constructor and here I'm passing that data. 101, I'm writing here, let's say era. Okay. Now you tell me, I'm passing data, right? As per the rule, what will happen? First constructor will call, data will assign to this variable. Same data we are assigning to instance variable and we are trying to print. So I should get the answer. ID should be 101, name should be era. But what do you think? This will work? At this moment, you will get what result? Hmm. What the EID and ename it will print? Okay.
Default ones.
Okay. Let me tell you at this moment what is happening. Is it your instance data we are printing or is it local data we are printing? Please have a look. Huh? Suppose for your understanding, now I'm creating method display and within display method, I will try to print ID. I will try to print, okay, EID. I'm sorry, EID. And then I'm trying to print here ename. Now tell me what it will print. See here, if you try to print now, what is happen? It is all about local data. So whatever data you will share, it will print that data. But here, if you try to print, right, display method, absolutely display method will print you default data. It will not print the original data which you are passing through the constructor. So why this problem occur here? Please have a look. One more time, I'm repeating. Here, constructor will call, correct? So I'm writing constructor calling. And same statement I will copy and I will write here method calling. Correct? Both are different, right? Display method calling. Both are different. At this moment, what will happen? Initially, first constructor will call, right? Constructor will come to that particular variable. Data will be assigned. But here you can see the problem. What is happened? Why I'm getting warning from Java? Mainly constructor is used to assign data, to initialize data to your instance variable. Check the color combination. Instance variable return, it is in the blue color. But currently I'm getting, is it blue color? No, I'm getting what? Gray color only. And what is this? This is just my local data. See what warning you are getting from Java. If you come to here, Java says assignment to variable EID has no effect. Means you are actually doing what? Same value you are assigning to same variable. Technically here you are doing local to local assignment. Correct? Local to local assignment. What assignment we wanted to do? Local to instance assignment. But here it is not. Why this problem occur? This is because of you are using same name variable. If you observe, instance variable are also same name, and name for local variable also same. At this moment, if you try to print here, this will print current local data. You will not able to see instance data, guys. Please have a look the difference. So what I'm going to do to show you instance data, I'm calling that display method also, right? So constructor shows you only local data, which is era. That is absolutely fine. See, constructor calling and constructor printing local data. But whenever you call a method says, no, your instance data is still default. There is no era and 101 is assigned to that instance data. Are you getting the problem? So what is the first concept? Whenever you create a constructor and if you use same name variable like your instance variable, then constructor will not help you to initialize the object. Actually, in this case, what is happen? Constructor will not perform any local to instance communication or assignment part. Here it will be pure local data assignment only. So how we can resolve this problem, guys? As per the rule, constructor has to initialize the data for the object. Local data, if you are initializing, there is no use of local data. Currently, my object is only default. It has only default data. So here comes concept of this keyword. Okay. In Java, we use this keyword and this keyword always refer current class, instance variable and instance method. So first of all, are you understanding the problem? What is happening in this code? Somewhere if you write constructor variable, same name like its instance variable, then constructor will not assign local data to instance data. And that's the reason here everything you are getting in the local as a local variable. You are not getting instance variable. But what the constructor responsibility it is? Local data to instance data. We are not expecting, local data only. We are expecting it should assign my value to instance variable. How we can assign value? You need to call instance here, right? How you can call same name instance variable here? So it is possible with the help of this keyword. See, instead of EID, what I'm writing now? I'm writing this. This keyword is a very special keyword in Java. It will always point to your current class object. Means whatever instance variable, only instance, whatever instance variable, whatever methods, instance method available in your class, you can directly access using this keyword. Means if I wanted to call instance variable at this moment, I'm writing this dot and see, you can access everything from that class. Now I can access EID. Please understand the difference here. Can you see now? Now EID is coming in blue color. Means we are actually assigning value to whom? We are actually assigning value to that EID. Means instance variable. Same I will do here. I will just write this dot ename. And there what exactly we are trying to do now? Local data we are assigning to instance data. Now tell me, I'm calling here which data? I wanted to print. I'm calling here which data? Is it a local or is it an instance? How you will get to know that? Hmm. This is local or this is instance? Tell me.
Local.
Local because see the color. Okay, just have a look. Color is what? Gray color. So it's a local data. Now tell me how I can print instance data here. Again, we can do what? This keyword. Can I use this dot eid? So it will print instance value. This dot ename. Okay, here I need to change. No, right? We are actually calling what? Instance data only. So at this moment, let's print. Let's run the code and see what it is coming. Absolutely everywhere you are getting original data only. This time you will not get default. This time you will get the data which you have initialized to that instance variable only. So within constructor, outside constructor, even in display method, I'm getting the accurate result. Previously it was default, right? But now I'm getting accurate. This is the benefit of this keyword. Means those are not clear for them. Again, I'm repeating. Focus. What exactly this keyword will do? There are multiple usage which we'll be learning. Remember, whenever you have a class, let's say in my class, current class, I don't have any method. Or let's say I'm having a display method. Yes, I'm having display method, right? I'm having ID, EID, I'm having ename, all these variable. I have created object for this class and the object name is C1, which you can see inside the main function. Correct? So if you can see, I think E1. Yeah, it is employee now. So I have written E1. So currently E1 is my object. But whenever in Java you just use this keyword, what this keyword is doing? This keyword is pointing to current class object. Means like we did E1 dot display, I can call display method using object. I can call E1 dot EID. I can call E1 dot ename, right? Whatever you are able to call using object. Currently, this also pointing to the same object. That's the reason. Using this, I can call EID. Using this, I can call ename. Using this, I can call current class method. Everything like object. So what is this keyword? If anybody asks you, very famous interview question, remember this is a special keyword in Java and which always point current class object. So current class instance variable, current class instance method, you can call using this keyword in Java. Now clear? What is the purpose of this keyword? And just have a look. Whenever there is a constructor, usually you need to separate out or you need to differentiate local and instance data. But if your data is same, if you declare same name variable, at that time, you can call instance data using this keyword. So in the previous example, if you can focus why we don't use this keyword, because in previous example, I have created different variable name, right? See, my variables I and n are different and instance variable name are different. So here you don't need this keyword, correct? But whenever you can have this kind of issue, suppose you are by mistakenly writing, or let's say you are writing, okay, same name for our variable, like a instance variable, there you needed this keyword. Got it? So there are multiple usage. Please have a look. What is the purpose of this keyword? First example, which I have shown you, this can be used to refer current class instance variable. And that is what we have seen in this example. So better I will write employee detail. Okay. This keyword is used to call instance variable, in fact, instance method. Means what is this keyword in Java? This keyword points to current class object. Remember, I will write here that point. This keyword, okay, this keyword points to current class object. Clear? So this keyword is very special and it will help you to call instance variable, instance method also. Now tell me, this point is clear? Better I'll do what? This example, I will rename. Okay, rename with different name. Just have a look. I'll say for your understanding, this is this keyword demo 1. Correct? Better? And let me finish. So I have changed the name. This is my this keyword demo one, right? And this is what the object for this keyword demo one. Now tell me guys, this point is clear now? Whenever you are writing local instance variable name same, just to differentiate between which one is instance, okay, and how to call instance data, you can use this keyword. And this keyword will help you to just call current instance variable. In fact, current instance, okay, method, right? What is the second purpose? Just have a look. This keyword can help you to invoke current class method. Let me show you this point. How exactly this keyword is helping you. So this point I'm trying to show you. Okay, second purpose of this keyword. Just have a look. One more example. Okay, I'm creating new class. I'm giving a name, this keyword. Let me take same name, this keyword demo. This is 2, right? So what is the purpose of this keyword? This keyword is helping you in one more scenario, that is to invoke current class method. Now how we can invoke current class method? Is it inside the main method? No guys. Inside the main method you can't write this keyword. See, I'm writing this and I'm trying to call something. This is wrong syntax. Main method is the execution point. There you can't use this. This is only available inside the class. Okay. So at this moment, suppose I'm designing few methods. See, public void start browser. Okay, that is my first method. Start browser. Okay, great. Here I'm writing the message. Okay, browser started. Great. And what I'm going to do, I will create two more methods. Just have a look. Start application. Okay. And here I'm writing what? Application started. Right. Or better, I will write launch application. And last, I'm creating stop browser. Okay. So browser stop. So some method I have designed. Three methods I'm having. Okay. Start, launch, and again stop the browser. Okay, fine. Now I wanted to call this method. You know that how we can call absolutely through the object. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, using this keyword demo, class name, I will come to the main function and I will create object. T1, it is equal to new, and this is the constructor. Using T1, I can call all three methods. See start browser, see here, start browser, stop browser, launch application, I can call every method. Let me call start browser. But at a time, I can call only one method here, correct? And then what happen whenever I run, I will get that message that browser start. Only that message. But we have to understand purpose of this keyword. This keyword can use to help you to invoke current class method implicitly. Means if I wanted to start a browser and from this method I wanted to call launch application, in previous example we have seen you can directly write a name of method and you can call. So at this moment, I wanted to show you using this keyword. If I just put this dot, please have a look. I can call all three methods from the current class. Launch application, start browser, stop browser, everything. Suppose I'm calling at this moment launch application. So what will happen? Which method I'm calling in execution? Only one method, start browser. But this will give me result at this moment. Two method result. One is browser started, second is application started. Because I'm calling method directly using this keyword. Correct now? So concept is what? Either you write in this manner, okay, using this keyword you are calling this method, or like in previous example we did now, we have called method like this. Both the concepts are same, everyone. Now at this moment if I run, what will happen? Two times I'm trying to call that same instance method, right? So you can see two time I'm getting the same result. Application started, application started. So even though you are writing in this manner, or even though you are writing directly in this manner, both are same. You can call directly by this dot method or directly method name, both are accurate syntax. Clear? Suppose in here, application started, again I can call, right? This is what I wanted to call stop browser. But again, we are not creating deadlock. Remember. So I'm just calling three methods like this. Okay. So at this moment, method will call. So two time I'm getting the same result, right? But both the ways are same. Let me comment this one. At this moment, you will see the accurate answer. Three messages only. Browser started, application started, browser stopped. Now tell me, this concept is clear. What is the purpose of this keyword in Java? First, just to call instance variable, instance method, we use this keyword. And that is what you are understanding here. Just to invoke current class method also, we follow this keyword. Any doubt? Clear what is the purpose of this keyword? But see, there are some more scenarios which I will be showing you. How this keyword will help you to call any constructor, this point. Okay? Current class constructor also we can call. Suppose you wanted to pass any argument to the method, using this also you can pass an argument to the method. This we can use to pass a constructor argument to any constructor call also. And this is the last point, which is related to builder pattern, which I will be covering tomorrow. What is builder pattern in Java? How it relates to Selenium. That also I will be discussing. Okay. So for today, we have just understood, first of all, method, how we can pass runtime parameter, how we can return the data from the method. Then we discuss about constructor. There are two types of constructor available: default constructor and the parameterized constructor. And then we have started with this keyword concept. Only two examples I have shown you: how you can call current class variable, how you can call current class method. Remaining four scenarios I will be covering tomorrow. 4 to 5 scenarios. Correct? Then this keyword you will understand properly, and this is we are using in our automation framework. Okay, everyone? Huh. Any question on this?
Just general question that whenever we are passing parameters to any method or any constructor, how many parameters can be passed maximum, or it
You
is
can pass multiple parameters. There is
oh,
no restriction. Okay, so
okay.
Java doesn't put any restriction. Okay, Priyankan, thanks for that. I will be giving you one task, right? All of you. You just need to complete that task. Okay. So based on your question, assignment is based on same question. Everyone, I'm showing you design. You need to create that code. Okay, so please have a look. I want output in this manner. So you are asking user to enter some details. Okay, listen carefully what you need to do. Suppose enter first name. You are asking enter first name. So user will enter first name, right? Suppose user has entered Jay. Now again, enter last name. Great. User will enter some detail. Suppose user has entered surname. Okay. Then you are asking enter, let's say gender. Okay. And you are writing that gender. Absolutely, you just need to pass one character, male or female, only one character. Okay. So give the choice to the user. It should be one character only. Means you need to read the data only in a character pattern. So absolutely, J is a male. I'm writing M. Then you are asking user, let's say enter, I think what phone number. Okay. Or let's say gender, then I'm asking user enter phone number or address. Better. Let me write properly. I'm asking here address. So let's say user has entered Pune. Then you are asking user enter phone number. Okay. And then user is entering some phone number. Let me write my number. Okay. Done. So whenever you will pass multiple parameters, all these parameters, okay, you should accept within a method. Means write a program to read these inputs from user and pass it to the details method. Okay. And print the details. So once you pass this, you should get a message. Your details are, and there you should print the details something like this, like okay fine, um first name is something like this, first name is J, and then I should have this one, last name is, right, it should print the detail. So last name is this, and then gender is, right, you are printing that message, means whatever it is. Then address is, right, address is, let's say Pune, and phone number is, and then you should get that phone number. Clear? And somewhere you can put the message. Thank you. Right? Anything you can do. So I just want you need to write this logic. Do you try this logic? Now you know now how to read the data from the user. Think which method. How you are reading character, because for inside a scanner there you will not find any method for the character guys. So we have discussed one point. If you want character, what is character? String is what? Collection of character. Take it from the string, character data. Again, how you can take from the string? Do you remember? Which method? Okay, think. You think. I have just given you hint. Okay. So do one thing. Just anyone take the screenshot of this screen. I mean, just take a picture and share it in your WhatsApp group and try to write this kind of program. Anyone? Yeah, just share in your WhatsApp group and just complete this assignment. Clear now? Great. Thank you. Okay, done. So try this and this will help you to understand, okay, there is no restriction. Multiple parameters you can pass within a method, in fact, within a constructor. This is totally depends on your requirement, what you wanted to pass. Okay, chalo. Great. So just complete one code for today. Remaining topic we will continue tomorrow. Yeah. I hope everybody is clear.
Yes.
Okay, great. Chalo, bye everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.